Hey all. I wanted to drill down a little bit on fat content of various foods, particularly comparing meats with plants. And I pulled out this classic Diet for New America, John Robbins. I love this book. And you know what's so crazy about this? This thing was published, what's the copyright on this? 1987. So, we've had this information around for so long. But before I get to the fat, check out this graph. This is acid and base forming capacities of selected foods. So these are, various foods, and upon digestion, they have either an acid or a basic consequence in your body's biochemistry. Um, Here we have on this side is acid forming foods, and then on this side is basic foods. And guess what they are? Three guesses, right? Well, the acid forming foods are, they start off with calf's liver, that's the most acidic, and then you work your way through chicken, beefsteak, ham, eggs, haddock, and the cheddar cheese, all acid forming. Cheddar cheese, the least of those, but still acid forming. And then as soon as you get into veggies, it flips over into base forming foods, or basic pH. That's peas, apples, tomatoes, carrots, potatoes baked in skin, almonds, raisins, spinach, all basic upon digestion. So that's a nice, interesting bit. But the main thing I wanted to get into tonight was fat. Um, so of course, within fat, we have this cholesterol principle, and here we have a list of items. I don't know if you can see those, but of course, all the animal foods are high in cholesterol. We have a whole egg up at 550. That's milligrams per 100-gram portion. 550 for an egg, going down through several different kinds. Cream cheese 120, then down to chicken 60, ice cream at 45. And then, of course, on the plant food side, they're all zero. 0 grams of cholesterol per 100-gram portion. So, of course, humans manufacture their own cholesterol. You don't need it from an external source. Another reason not to eat meat. And then the main thing I wanted to talk about tonight was this. Here, this particular graph is talking about percentage of calories as fat. So he's got a nice little table here. I've been trying to find something on the internet, and maybe there's something better, but this is kind of interesting. Check this out. Percentage of calories from fat. We have at the top a sirloin steak, 83%. It says here, sirloin steak, hip bone, lean with fat, 83% fat. Pork sausage, 83% fat. Bologna, 81% fat. Lamb rib chops, 78% fat. Let's see. The leg of lamb, 61% fat. Chuck steak, 60% fat. The bottom entry he has on this list, sirloin steak, hip bone, lean only, 47% fat. So that's the lowest rate. So essentially, the lowest item they have on there is almost half its calories come from fat. Okay, and then if we get into the fish, they have a high of tuna. Tuna's at 63% fat. The lowest they've got is salmon at 49. Again, essentially half of the serving is fat. And then guess what you get when you get over to the vegetables? The vegetables, the highest fat-containing vegetable they have on this list is mustard greens. Mustard greens are 13% fat. So just check that out. That's the highest item they have. Now, there may be other vegetables that are higher, but on this particular list, mustard greens, 13% fat. The lowest fish, the lowest fat fish, salmon, on this list, 49%. Essentially half of it is fat. Mustard greens, about a tenth, more, maybe almost, between 10 and 15% fat. It's a huge difference, huge difference. Now, if you do go over to the legumes, a little bit different story. Like tofu, they have that's 49% fat. Soybeans, 37% fat. So beans, a little bit higher in fat than other plants. But check this out. Soybean sprouts, 28% fat, and then you get into garbanzo beans, 11% fat, and then kidney bean, 4% fat. So, a soybean is relatively high in fat, but many other beans are lower. Kidney bean, 4%, lima bean, 4%. Let's see, lentils, 3.5%. No, there's 3%. So beans are, slightly different, but all these vegetables, mustard greens has got the 13%. That's the highest on this list. Kale, mushrooms, cabbage, cauliflower, eggplant, celery, cucumber, and the last on the list is the potatoes at 1% fat. So anyway, just wanted to highlight this. Sirloin steak, a fatty sirloin steak, 83% fat. Mustard greens, 13% fat. Essentially the only the primary beneficial nutrients you get out of a piece of meat are protein and fat, both of which in excess are harmful for humans. So it's just crazy. It's crazy. With vegetables, you get the phytonutrients, you get the healthy proteins that you need, you get healthy fats with a varied plant-based diet. It's just crazy. It's just so topsy-turvy that meat and dairy are so prevalent when they're so harmful and they have so little to speak for them. No fiber, and that you're getting your nutrients secondhand. So it's the animals eating them first, and then you're eating those nutrients by eating the animal after you've cooked it, and it's just so crazy. Anyway, just some thoughts on the outrageous difference between fat content of animal products and fat content of plants. Anyway, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.